within the first 15, 20 minutes of workout. Okay, right now we have 8 neck machines, so we don't train offense, defense, or the whole team regularly. We train typically in 3 to 4 groups of 20 to 30 athletes. So with me and my staff, we're training kids 1-on-5, 1-on-6, typically, okay? So the way we do it is I'll rotate my guys, we'll go right from the warm-up to neck, okay? While the other guys start their shoulders or shrugs or bench, okay? And then as soon as I'm done, they get to a stopping point, they come to neck. As soon as the next group gets done, they come neck. So everybody rotates through the neck. And again, so we don't just send people down and say, go do neck. Guys, I went and visited places, and it's like, hey, go do neck, and like 6 guys go down to some neck machines, and they putz around for 10 minutes, they come back. That's not training. Okay, that's just telling somebody to do something. That's like what I call a paper program. So the first thing is, I'm going to give you our exact protocols of what we do, okay? Now, at Maryland, we're still kind of infant. We've been in for 5 months, so we're still getting some stuff, so we're going to kind of scoot into the entity of the whole program as we go through the spring and the summer. But this is what the whole amount of it's going to look like. So when you get here, how many people here, guys and girls, train neck now with their athletes? I mean, raise it really high. So not very many. Yeah, about half. You're doing them an injustice. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a second as we go through how we train the neck. Okay? But he's going to sit back in here. There's kind of this $50 here. He's kind of lined up. Now we do it this way. Now we had these together at San Diego State. Everybody can coach it different. This is how we coach it. Okay? I know Gabe does a bunch of stuff. He may coach hand placement different, but for us, this is how we do it. So his butt's back. Okay, the number one problem having guys have their butts and hips too much forward, okay, who are straight through. So he's gonna hit back of the neck, he sits up really tall, so his head's back, he's gonna do his eyes going all the way back, okay, eyes at the top for a pause, okay, then he's gonna bring his neck down smooth, his head down smooth, he's gonna tuck his chin and come right back. He's not gonna dock it, there's no stopping point, okay. If you look at his eyes, okay, I don't wanna kill this, I wanna keep speaking, but keep going on that. He's going to do the exercise with his eyes. That's how we coach it so the kids can understand it. So his eyes are coming down. That's going to help his chin tuck. Then he's going to bring his eyes back up to the sky and pause. Okay? That's how he's going to do the back of the neck. We just refer to as back of the neck. Nice and smooth, and then he'll come down to a stopping point. Okay? That's good right there. All right? So that's how he's going to do it. Now, a couple things now. Okay? And this is with any kind of a pulling movement, a row, a pull down, and we do it with presses and with the neck, okay? If I make a bicep muscle, okay, and I do it right here, all right, and you come and Chris pull down on my forearm, he's going to break me on that fairly quickly, okay? But if I make a bicep muscle up here and he grabs and pulls, okay, it's going to take him a lot longer. This is a fully contracted position of the bicep for the most part, okay? This isn't. So I got to get my head all the way back, and I got to pause it for a count or 2, because that's where it's fully contracted. So I want to pause in that strong position. Just like on a row, I want to pause there, or on a pull down. And for us, we always pause any type of a press for a count at the top. Even on our heavy bench days. Okay? We're always pausing the weight at the top. Everybody just wants to move the weight. We'll demonstrate certain times. We want to build strength. We don't want to just launch weight all around and just throw it. We want to work what we're trying to work, okay? So that's our back of the neck. We always start with back, okay? And then we go to the right side lateral. So we're going right side lateral, okay? He's going to sit up tall in the machine now. His eyes and face, he's straight across the top. So I know my seat's right. He's looking forward. Now, for us, guys, we put it on 4. I've done this with colored dots and all this stuff. We work numbers at Maryland. So we put it on 4. Go back to the front for a second. I think with the guys, and we can progress it and individualize it, I think it's pushing down too much compression for us. Now, as you get going and you're really good with it, you're a 3rd, 4th year guy or something like that, then we can progress it back down. But we like to go to 4 because of where that range of motion stops. That's our preference, okay? So he's sitting tall. Now for us, again, we like to hold the sides of the seat, okay? The reason for that is he's locked in. Go ahead and start doing some reps. This is not a very big movement, and you see no shoulder movement at all. He's just moving his head and his neck. So everybody got it? And he's going to pause again, because right here, he wants to get that contracted position right there, okay? We're going to lock now. If you hold on to this, some people can do this. That's good. What will happen is guys may start to teeter, okay? Now, obviously, Chris is what he is. He's done this a lot, and he's trained, so he can do it out. Guys that have never trained neck or don't know how to do it, they'll start dipping their shoulder down, okay? I've also seen, go ahead, put your arms straight out here. I've also seen people put their arms straight out to the side there and do it as well. Now, anytime, if you do it this way, you're going to have to significantly lighten up weight, because now you're not going to brace with your right arm on here onto the pad. Okay? So that's just another way to do it. Guys, we always talk to our players, or to our staff and to our players, about we're coaching the players, not the weight. I want it done right. You're going to get stronger quicker if you do everything right than if you just start loading weight and doing it half-ass. Okay? So that's how we do it. Then obviously we go to the next side. So we always do it the same. So in our area, so I'm coaching my guys, and guys, when I'm coaching, we're moving around, coaching, pausing. Sometimes we do it on not necessarily a cadence, but we try to keep everybody together so that we can coach it correctly. All right? And then my other assistant coach, Nico, he'll be on that side. When he sees we're here, he knows we got 2 more exercises left. He can start getting that group to the stop point, get them a drink, and then they can come over. So we always do front, right side, left side, back, and then we'll knock, okay? So we got the laterals there. Now we're going to go to the front. We move it to 5, so we move it down 5, okay? Move the seat down 1, okay? Or up 1, okay? Now, he's in here tight again. We try to get their hips as tight there, and then we go underhand on this, okay? Sitting tall, moving his head, go. He's just going to tuck his chin. He's not going to ab crunch, okay? And then we come to neutral. So we come to neutral just like our head's on the bench there, and then we push it right back down to a pause, okay? And that's how it looks. And I know there was a couple guys in that video, and guys, I'm not saying everyone does it perfect all the time, okay? If that was the case, then we wouldn't need to coach them all the time, right? But we got to constantly coach this. It's such an intricate movement, but so important, okay? Now we're going to move it down to 12, okay, for nods. And then what we do on that is we track the weight on this, just like a bench, a squat, a row, or anything. We record it up, okay? So say I got 3 plates on here, boom. I take another, say it's a 45. We add a 45 to nods. So now he's on nods, and now he's just going to push us down. All this, we call it 4-way neck plus nods, all sets of 10. And he's just nodding it down there, okay? And I've tried it before with mouthpieces, just to get some more work, clinching down with your jaw, trying to coach the kids to keep their mouth shut. On the back, you do a couple more reps as they watch. When they do back neck, a lot of times guys, when they're with their eyes, they open their mouth instead of just keeping it shut to get it. So we try to make sure the kids close their mouth. There's really a lot of working parts for a movement that's not that big, okay? Good. So, guys, that's our typical neck program right there, okay? Not a lot. Now, we've used colors, okay, where we've taken off the strips to make it easier for our guys. Black is back, red is front. We've done that before, so we've done it like that. And then green is nods, and we got the colors on here, so they know where to go for the colors, all right? And we've also done this, and this is a big-time ass kicker, okay? Every other one, we put a black. So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, or 12 gets skipped because it's always not, to 13 or 14 is black, and then red is 5, 7, all the odd numbers. And we'll do a 4 or 5 by 10 drop set. So I'll have a certain amount of weight on, and I'll do 10, boom, drop it to 6, 10, drop it to 8, 10, drop it to 10, 10, and then I'll drop it down to what it would be for the nods green, and I'll do a tilt, which would be in the back. We'll call that a tilt. Okay? So that's kind of how we train their neck. Okay? So does anybody know why you train the neck? As I just showed that, and you can kind of see a visual. Does anybody know why you train the neck? Say it again. Okay, potential for concussion prevention. Okay, why? Okay, so the best way, and I learned this. I mean, here, let me tell you something. My background, I went to an all-boys school, Harpwoods Notre Dame, closed down 04 back in Detroit, Michigan. That's where I'm from. Okay, in the Detroit Catholic League, which is probably the best sports conference in the United States of America, obviously. Okay, but the school's closed. I finished up being the greatest athlete there because none ever came after me, so it was awesome. Okay, laugh, it's fun. We're having a good time. Okay, so back, I graduated in 1997. In 1993, when I was in the 8th grade, they had a Nautilus neck machine in the weight room, okay? Nautilus was really big, high-intensity training, right? One set to failure. Is there anybody familiar with that kind of stuff? Okay? So that's what I grew up on. So the strength coaches at Michigan and Michigan State, that's the spectrum of the philosophy, okay? So all the high schools in the state of Michigan, that's kind of what you did. So when you walked into the weight room at my high school, there was a neck machine, a pullover machine, there was leg presses, there was some sick, awesome machines that fortunately enough I was able to utilize at like 12 years old when I'd go to the basketball and football, baseball camps at this high school, and I went to the high school. So I was training my neck, not knowing anything about it when I was 12 years old. It was the first time I trained my neck, back in like 93 or something, okay? So fast forward as we go, okay? I didn't know what I was doing. I don't think the people there knew what they were doing. They just said train your neck first because people were doing it, okay? And I don't think any, football and the head and the neck and all that kind of stuff. Well, here's the deal. The simplest way to do it, okay? If you take a soup can, okay? So if you take, I'm going to use this. This is awesome. Somebody's garbage. Okay, you take this can right here. It's empty. So if I shake it, there's nothing in it. If I keep adding spoons, this is even better. Take this coffee mug right here. Okay, there's nothing in it, right? So this is a neck that's not really trained. It hasn't been strengthened. Its girth is and its strength is what it is. Okay? I go on a strength program. We'll show you some other stuff too. So we started training. Okay? Now we're adding some strength and girth. Now we're adding a little bit more. Now we're adding a little bit more. Now we're adding a little bit more. Okay? Now once I get this thing filled up, okay, there's some rattling in there. That's kind of what can happen with the brain, right? As I get girth and stiffness in the neck, like you said, okay, I'm good. Now, you got to really watch. We talk about concussions. We're attempting to help out, okay? A lot of times in contact sports, you're going to see the hit coming, okay, or you're not. So if me and you are running right at each other, we're going to know we're going to run into and collide, right? So what happens? You kind of brace as you go to hit somebody. Whether it's a tackle, whether it's lacrosse, hockey, football, whatever it may be, you may see it coming. Now, again, you may be running, and I can blindside you on a legal hit or whatever it may be, okay? You don't see it coming. You might not have braced. But if your neck is stronger with more girth, if your neck is stronger with more girth, there's less potential for maybe, not to say you can't get one, but the severity of it. Does everybody understand that? So that's the best way. So that's why we have to strength train. Now, come here real quick. As I turn around, as I strength train, and we do get contacts, right? I got right here my traps, and then my lats, and my traps all really come down to there. They're not just here. And I got my lats, right? Well, when you get hit, you need somewhere for the force to dissipate. So if this is bigger and that's bigger and there's strength and thickness there, where's that force going to go dissipate? To the muscle. Okay, to the muscle. So that's why you want to get your neck, okay, and that's your neck and your traps as big and strong as possible. And this is how we start with it, okay? And this is awesome. Okay, where I was at previously, and I actually had pictures of this, but I don't show former stuff if I've left somewhere. So I got guys who were doing sets of 10 with 3 plates and a 25, 4 plates. It was such a big deal where I was at to train your neck, okay, that guys wanted to be stronger. Like it was like who benches the most and who does that. That became that for the neck. Who had the strongest neck? We had a board right outside the weight room. It was like a $2,500 board, like chrome and everything, with the biggest necks. per skill, big skill in line. And we measured them. And we used to measure walk in the room, relaxed neck, and we measured pumped up neck. So like guys pump up their biceps and want to measure their bicep. We had guys doing umpteen sets of extra neck on that day to get their neck really big and strong. And it became a big deal to have your neck put up on that board. Do you know why it was important? Because we emphasized it to be important. We didn't just talk it and say, oh yeah, do this, and then not do it. If I could buy all those neck machines and then not train it, or not coach it with emphasis, it would just be something else that we were doing in the program, which really a lot of people do. Okay? A lot of people just do it because they saw it or they did it or they should, instead of just sinking your teeth into it and kicking its butt. Okay? So we emphasize it. So we measure our girth of our necks every 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks. It can depend on time of the year. We don't ever like in season we do it, but I'm not going to measure guys' necks or anything like that. Maybe before a big conference game, then they start thinking, oh shit, my neck is 1/4 of an inch, and just to give them something else to worry about. So we'll kind of sporadically choose that. But within every 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to train it or measure it just to make sure we're at. And then guys, we track this, okay? So typically, Mondays and Thursdays for in general, we tweak the schedule periodically as we go, but Mondays and Thursdays is typically our upper body days. We'll do this protocol, the one I'm going to show you in a second, with the shoulders and shrugs. And then on Tuesdays, we usually do side of the neck. We just do the lateral sides of the neck, and we'll do 2 sets. So we'll have our Monday weight, okay? We'll do that same weight again on Tuesday, because we're doing the sides again. Thursday, we'll bump it anywhere from 2.5 to 5 pounds, or it will stay the same, okay? And then on Fridays, we'll do that drop set with the same weight as we did on Monday or Thursday based on the guy. And then we bump. So we're really only looking, we're training the neck 4 times a week, but we're really only going to increase the weight potentially once during the week, if that makes sense. So it's not something where we increase it every single day. We change the rep ranges or something like that. Now, every time I do my 4-way neck, I just use a 1-way because at the end I'm just consistently throwing the 45 on, which makes it the overload, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So we put, and to make it easy for our players, right on the side right here, we went on, Chris made on Excel kind of a little sheet with what everything is. So we have on here, like this is set like a bench. Like on benches, people got 4 45s, a 25, a 35, 2 10s, a 5, 2.5. We have our neck machine set up very similar, so there's everything there. So we will jump up in 2.5 pounds and so on. And I've even thought about getting 1-pound magnets because it's such a small area, getting 1-pound magnets to put on there, okay? So is there any questions on this?